is the head of the One Planet Network, and we're going to be talking about the One Planet Network, what it is, and how it is advancing gender equality. So let's start with just understanding more about what the One Planet Network is.
Hello, and thank you very much. The One Planet Network is a global partnership which is setting out to make the ways we produce and consume more sustainably. And it's working with more than 600 partners around the world and 130 countries and a total of 20 UN agencies in specific sectors. It's working on food, it's working on buildings, it's working on tourism. It's working to help governments implement sustainable procurement policies. It's working on providing better consumer information for more sustainable consumption. And it's working with a wide range of partners to implement more sustainable lifestyles.
Great. So tell me, in the context of the One Planet Network and all that it does, how does it specifically address SDG 5 around gender equality and promote women and women's rights through the One Planet Network?
What we're finding is that whilst this was not one of the core objectives of the One Planet Network when it was established, we're finding that the role of women in consumption and production is really pivotal. They make really important decisions, particularly about consumption, and women's attention to and care of their offspring, their children, and the natural world is, how shall I say it, somewhat more intuitive and natural than men's. And we were in an event earlier today which was talking about women entrepreneurs working on sustainable consumption and production. And it was clear that working in sectors like textiles and food production, women have a key role to play, not just in an economic sense, but in moving these production practices onto a more sustainable footing.
So thank you. The Spotlight Initiative, as you may know, is a €500 million partnership between the UN and the European Union. It's part of the SDGs. It's actually an SDG model fund that's set to eliminate violence against women and girls by 2030. How can you see your network, the work that you do with female entrepreneurship, female green agriculture, how could this relate to the work that we're doing in Spotlight?
I think, the very important question of violence against women is, I have to be frank, is not something that has surfaced in the discussions at multilateral level about achieving sustainable consumption and production. But I think the issue of women's empowerment economically through new models of consumption and production is a way in which their vulnerability to violence or putting them at risk of violence or their marginalization in the economy and society can be reduced. And so in that sense, and once again, in this earlier event which was talking about the switch programs of the European Union on sustainable consumption production and the One Planet Network, 4 women entrepreneurs presented their work on shifting to more sustainable production patterns, and it was clear that not only were they achieving this sustainability goal, they were empowering themselves in their local communities, and they were also creating new opportunities, new economic opportunities and wealth generation, not just for themselves, but for an important female sector in their local society.
I mean, that's hugely critical in the fight against violence against women and girls, and I think that investment, that concerted investment in women is a great prevention strategy to make sure that they have their own means of caretaking for themselves and their families, and hopefully for the whole community. Any final words before we sign off?
No, other than that, I think the 2 days I've spent here at the European Development Days and some of the people I've talked to, some of the projects I've seen, they're making me think more clearly about this whole issue of women women's empowerment through more sustainable consumption and production. And I give an undertaking that when I go back and I'm talking to the 6 programs in the One Planet Network and the various implementers, we'll do our best to embed this more consciously in the work of the One Planet Network.
I mean, that's a fantastic outcome. It's been an honor and pleasure speaking with you. Thank you
And
so
with you.
much.
Thank you.